Hello and welcome back to Wave Work Stress Goodbye with me, Luke Richardson. Today's episode is why work presentations trigger anxiety and self-doubt. Presentation stress explained. So, if you're new to the podcast, welcome. It's great to have you here. If you're returning again after listening to previous episodes, thank you all so much. I really do appreciate you taking your time out to listen to me talk about various work stresses, different topics, and the wisdom within us all, the wisdom within you, the wisdom within me, to be able to see the light and be able to be our true selves, to conquer anything that's put in front of us. So, I'm really excited to share this one because I think it's a real niche within workplaces where, basically what I'm trying to say is I think every one of us at some point in our lives have had to do a work presentation. Whether you're at uni or in your job or maybe even for personal reasons, you've had to stand up on a stage or stand up in a room of people and present. And let's be honest with each other here. The presentation starts long before the presentation begins. And what I mean by that is, when we know there's a presentation coming, say a week's time, months down the line, we tend to play it out in our minds, don't we? We tend to play it out in our minds how it's going to go, how it's going to look. What if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I do this? What if I do that? And the purpose of this podcast recording is to help you, if you're in a position at work or about to do a presentation of some sort, really see how life truly works so you can be the best version of yourself during the presentation and smash it out of the park. Because even if you don't feel confident about doing the presentation, I want you to see that lack of confidence is an illusion you're making up about yourself. You have everything within you to smash that presentation. You just can't see it because of all the thinking you're bringing to it. And that's the end of the podcast. No, I'm joking, it's not. But it really is that simple. We are the creators of our own experience, and we create these pictures and we believe them because that's what human beings do. They create and we are seduced into that. Now, I'll take you back to my younger days. So back in my university days, I did a bachelor's degree at Sheffield Hallam University in England. I did that degree in business and internet technologies, and there was a module in that degree called internet entrepreneurship. So, it was about entrepreneurs who use the internet to make businesses. And I know that sounds quite basic now because, there's billions of internet, well, probably not billions, but there's lots and lots of internet businesses out there now. But back in the late 2000s, the internet was still kind of not a new thing, but it was kind of a new thing for e-commerce. It was only scratching the surface with it all. I think to paint you a picture of how long ago this was, when I was doing this presentation at university, Facebook was probably barely a year, maybe barely 2 years old. And look at it now, it's been going on for best part of 15, 20 years or so. So that just shows how long ago this situation I was in was. So yeah, going back to it, I was at university, at Sheffield Hallam, doing a bachelor's degree in Internet and Business Technologies, and we had to do a presentation. I had to club up with another 3 or 4 fellows, and we had to meet in the university library every so often and prepare for this presentation, whether that be the research and documenting the presentation or practicing it. And we also had to kind of rehearse it. And the key features of the presentation was you had to put in how basically the presentation was about how we'd run our own. You didn't have to implement it for real, but you had to put it on paper. The business plan, I guess. The business plan on the presentation of how you would do your how you do your internet business, from the marketing, from the funding, your ideal target audience, all of that. It was all to do with that, presenting that out. And I just remember feeling really anxious and scared about it all. You know, the feeling you get in your stomach about something. Well, I had that for weeks and weeks on end. And just to wrap up the story, we did the presentation, and I think we did okay. We didn't do amazing. We didn't fail it. But we did okay. I think we got something like a 2-1 score overall, maybe a 2-2 worst case, something like that. As I say, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't terrible neither. But I remember it showing in my presentations, because I remember kind of, when it was my turn to speak, shaking a little bit, and, you know, my words stuttering out. A little bit like I do on these podcasts sometimes. I get nervous doing these, but I get them out there, and sometimes I might show in my voice that I'm not as confident as other days. I don't know if you've noticed that. Let me know in the comments if you have, and give me your thoughts. But yeah, I remember just feeling really anxious, and I remember it showing in the presentation. Now I know what I know, teaching this inside out understanding to you guys. It wasn't the presentation that was making me anxious or making me show it during the presentation with the shakes and the nervous voice and the stuttering. It was thinking. It was thoughts. It was my creation of the experience. I was in my own bubble, and I was playing out of my mind, and it was showing. Now, interestingly, I know you are focused more on yourself than other people, naturally, but I don't remember looking at the other guys and thinking, oh God, that guy's nervous, or that guy's showing it. No, they were quite confident in you know, asserting themselves and showing what they could present to the people who were doing the scoring in the presentation room. So that's just an example of a same situation, but people having a different experience of it. I was having a very nervous experience of that presentation, and the other people were probably not having as nervous an experience as I was presenting what they were presenting. If they were to sit, they wasn't showing it on the outside anyway. And I say we did okay. We didn't do amazing, but we did okay. And if you're in a position in your workplace where you've got a big presentation coming up, maybe you're a manager of a team, or you're a CEO, or you're just a manager of a department, or a director, and you're having to do a presentation to your colleagues, or maybe you've got to travel somewhere and do a big presentation on stage in London or in the States or anywhere for that matter. Doesn't matter how big or small the presentation is, the rules of life are the same. We are the creators of our experience. We, human beings, create experiences that we either take seriously or we don't. And that's why if you've got a presentation coming up, your experience of it will fluctuate. One minute you'll feel excited, one minute you'll think, oh great, this is a great opportunity for me to show my skills, and you know, maybe I'll get that promotion if I knock it out the park. And other days you'll be thinking, oh, I'm crying out loud. How can I pull this off? What if people laugh at me? What if people think this? What if people think no? You get it. There's different pictures of reality you are creating of the same experience. And the misunderstanding of that is you believe that the outer experience of the presentation is doing it to you. And it's not true, because if you think about it, you are having those realities and experiences long before you even get up on the stage. So it can't be the presentation that's doing it to you. It has to be an internal job, an internal paradigm that you are buying into, that's giving you a roller coaster ride of experiences. And this is where you have the edge. If you understand that deeply, you can't just take my words for it. You have to see it for yourself. You have to see the inner gap, the inner wisdom. There's a space beyond all that thinking, beyond all that stressful thinking and anxious thinking of a presentation. Beyond all that is the space to thrive in, the space to drop into, if you can just get there and see it. And if you can just get there and see it, you'll thrive, my friend. You'll thrive not just in presentations, you'll thrive in your life. You'll thrive at work, you'll thrive in your personal life, in your romantic life, your professional life. You'll be a better dad, better mum, better wife, a better husband. You'll have better relationships with your friends and family. You'll be kinder to yourself. You won't beat yourself up as much when you understand that all we do is create experiences that we either choose to ignore or choose to have a swim with. I'll just give you a few seconds just to let that sink in. I've not gone anywhere. I'm not going anywhere and the podcast isn't playing itself. I just want to give you a few seconds to digest that. Here we go. Yeah? It really is that simple. But 99.9% of the world just can't see it. And it will happen to me. The more I do this, the more I'm going to have to do. I have to, present to people. Whether that be on a webinar or maybe invited to a stage. I'm going to have to present. And I will go through a roller coaster of emotions about that presentation. But when I really know that I am not those thoughts, I am not those feelings, and there's a space I can drop into anytime I want to, available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I know I'm going to knock that presentation, whatever that will be, out of the park. And you will do too, with this deep understanding. I'll give you another few seconds. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that one, and I hope it really helps you if you're in a high pressure position at work to do that presentation to the best of your ability, because you have it in you. You just can't see it because of all the mental clatter going on. Now, what's coming up soon in Luke Richardson's world? Well, I mentioned last week that I've got a free PDF coming out. I'm delighted to say it's now ready for you if you want one. Yay! So what I will do is I will put the link in the description and you can sign up to that, and if you just authorize your email address in there, you'll get the free PDF. And if you like, you can stay subscribed and you receive a weekly newsletter from me. A little bit like this, about talking about the spiritual nature of life in work situations, but on a weekly basis and obviously written down as a newsletter. If you don't want to receive those, there's an subscribe option. Once you've got the PDF, there is an unsubscribe option for you to tap into as well. Entirely up to you, no pressure. I've got a few more guests coming up in a few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Give me a follow on this podcast too. Don't miss out. If you've missed any of the previous guests I've had, then go into my library. They're all in there. There's an interview with Kate, which was great. Jesse. There was an interview with Claire and an interview with Peter Field. So they were between just before Christmas and now. So check those out. And yeah, if you want more in different ways, I've got a YouTube channel. Find that and subscribe to that. I've got an Instagram channel. Do the same if you wish. I've also got a LinkedIn profile as well, so I can share that with you. As I say, with the PDF, I will put the link in the notes. And if you really enjoyed this and want to know more and want any coaching, you know where I am. Send me a message, or my email address is 1421988@gmail.com, and I'll put that in the description as well. Take care. I hope you enjoyed that one. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye now. Bye bye.